The golden sun began to rise over Zululand, painting the sky with shades of red and orange. The air was thick with anticipation and joy as preparations for Ndlela's coronation were underway. The brave warrior who had fought bravely for Princess Shuduza's hand was about to ascend the throne, uniting his love with his destiny to become the next Zulu King. But as the kingdom celebrated, hidden in the shadows, a dark plot was brewing, one that threatened to tear the kingdom apart. After King Paluta's passing, the kingdom mourned deeply. His death left a void in the hearts of the people, but hope blossomed with the knowledge that Ndlela, now Shuduza's husband, would continue the king's legacy. The people admired Ndlela not only for his strength, but for his integrity, humility, and connection to the ancestors. His reputation as a fearless warrior, guided by the spirits, had earned him the respect of both commoners and noblemen alike. The kingdom's elders had unanimously agreed to crown Ndlela the new king, a ceremony that would take place under the watchful eyes of the ancestors. The Zulu people were eager for the coronation, knowing that Ndlela's rule would usher in a new era of prosperity. But not everyone shared their excitement. Lurking in the shadows of the palace was Funani, the disgraced warrior who had lost the tournament for Shuduza's hand and had been humiliated before the entire kingdom. Bitter and vengeful, he had vowed to reclaim what he believed was rightfully his, the throne. Though he had lost his arm in battle, he refused to let that defeat define him. His heart was consumed with hatred for Ndlela, and he was willing to go to any lengths to stop him from becoming king. In secret, Funani formed an alliance with several corrupt council elders who, despite their outward loyalty to King Paluta, harbored their own selfish desires. They were drawn to Funani's promise of power and wealth should he take the throne. These elders had grown greedy and resentful of Ndlela's humble background, believing that a man born without noble blood had no right to rule. On the night before Ndlela's coronation, a great celebration filled the kingdom. The royal court was alight with festivities, and Shuduza danced with grace and pride, dressed in her finest Zulu reed dance attire. Her movements mesmerizing as they reflected her inner strength and joy. The kingdom rejoiced, the people singing praises to both their future king and queen. However, deep within the palace, a treacherous plan was unfolding. Funani and his group of conspirators gathered in a secret chamber, their faces shrouded in darkness. Whispers of treason filled the room as they plotted to strike that very night to overthrow Ndlela before he could ascend the throne. The plan was simple but deadly. They would assassinate Ndlela in his sleep, framing the attack as an act of vengeance by a rival clan. With the chaos that would ensue, Funani would seize control and claim the throne. But what the traitors did not know was that the ancestors were watching. That night, Ndlela dreamt once more of the ancient Zulu warriors. In his dream, they appeared in a swirl of mist and fire, warning him of the danger that lay ahead. They showed him a vision of the treasonous council and Funani's twisted face filled with malice. They spoke of betrayal, but also of hope, promising that the true path to the throne was never easy and that those who strayed from honor would face their punishment. Just as the dream began to fade, Ndlela woke with a start, his heart racing. His instincts told him something was wrong. He rose from his bed, grabbing his ancestral spear and moving silently through the palace. As he approached the royal chambers where Shuduza slept, he heard the faint sound of footsteps. Funani and his men were already inside. The traitors, cloaked in the night, moved towards the king-to-be's chamber, unaware that Ndlela had anticipated their attack. They reached the door, spears drawn, ready to strike. But just as they prepared to burst in, Ndlela leaped from the shadows, his spear gleaming in the torchlight. Treachery will not stand in Zululand, Ndlela's voice thundered through the corridors. His strength, combined with the guidance of the ancestors, gave him the upper hand. He fought off the attackers with precision and skill, his spear striking true as he felled one of the corrupt elders. The palace guards, alerted by the commotion, rushed to his aid, surrounding the remaining traitors. Funani, realizing his plot had failed, snarled in anger. He knew he could not win this fight. In a desperate move, he threw his spear at Indelela, aiming to end the man who had taken everything from him. But Indelela, swift as the wind, dodged the blow, and before Funani could retaliate, the guards captured him. With the traitors captured, Indelela and Shuduza stood before the royal court. The ancestors' presence felt in every corner of the room. The surviving elders who had conspired with Funani were brought before the people, their treachery laid bare for all to see. Their punishment was swift and merciless. They were banished from the kingdom, stripped of their titles and lands, their names erased from history. It was a punishment fitting for those who dared to betray the Zulu kingdom. But Funani, filled with venom and pride, refused to submit. With a final defiant glance, he fled into the wilderness, disappearing into the thick forest that bordered the kingdom. Though he was gone, Indelela knew that he would one day return, and that the battle for Zululand's future was not yet over. The ancestors had warned of trials yet to come, and Indelela could feel the weight of his destiny growing heavier.